Sudesh Verma of the BJP, Aman Pawar of the Congress Party, Nanditesh Nilay is a political analyst, Dr. Syed Abbas is also with us, political analyst, Papa Rao, an economist, very strong views that he has on this subject, and Dr. Suman Kumar, a political analyst. So good to have you back on the show. I'm going to begin with our political panelists first. Sudesh Verma, I'm starting with you. The BJP's original position when in 2008 a farm loan waiver was announced by the Congress party to the tune of 75,000 crore rupees was that this is a wasteful exercise. It's not going to help the beneficiaries. And then April 2017 onwards, we see state after state, BJP ruled states also, following the same practice. What happened?
You see, every state has a specific problem. A blanket statement cannot be given. But the fact remains that the state where farmers are in distress because of acute crop failure or some other issues, then they should be given the relief, because a large chunk of humanity of this big land mass depends on farming. So we don't have a problem. But the state should devise ways through which it can cope up with the revenue also. I'll give you an example of Mr. Narendra Modi when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, since you're talking of solution. You see, there farmers would not get power for hours and hours. So he said, whether you need regular power or you need irregular power and you need subsidized power. They said, no, we need regular power. He separated the grids and then gave 24 hours of electricity to them. They never asked for anything like farm loan waiver, because they could get agriculture productive, they could get money out of it, and they could repay. So empowering the farmer is the need of the hour. And if you give me time, I'll explain to you that how this government under Modi ji, and also the Vajpayee government, we talked about rural roads, we talked about, Kisan
okay, so through the course of this discussion, Mr. Verma,
all these things were aimed at.
Yeah. So I'm saying through the course of this broadcast, yes, we'll get into that also. You will get all the opportunities to talk about what the Narendra Modi government has done. But Mr. Pawar, I want to bring you in. It seems that the Congress has championed the cause of farm loan waivers, right? Right from 2008 to a point where the Congress president is now saying, "Main sone nahi dunga Modi ji ko, loan waiver kara ke rahunga." My point is, why is it that now the discourse around loan waivers has been mainstreamed? Where is the talk on solutions?
See, Sanket, the dismal situation of the farmers, the plight of the farmers under the Modi government is a reality. And as per the figures given in the parliament just 2 days back, the Modi government has told us that 36,000 farmers have committed suicide between 2014 and 2016 in 2.5 years. That is about 14,000 farmers committing suicide every year. After that, the Modi government has not even cared to compile the data. So hence we have suggested that farm loans must be waived immediately, and we did it within 2 days of forming governments in these three states.
I would like to stop you here.
Let me complete, and I also think that it has been made clear by the Congress president that this is not the only way out. It has to be supplemented. It has to be supplemented by bringing the farmer close to the market, by improving the techniques which are involved in farming, by bringing in new technology, by bringing in storage.
Mr. Pawar, what is your view on what the Niti Aayog is saying?
Yes,
it is saying that this is not reaching the beneficiary.
I'll tell you, forget about the Niti Aayog. The finance minister on the floor of the house said that the Modi government will not waive a single farm loan. Let the states do it. And the same finance minister waived off loan worth rupees 3,32,000 of 15 odd corporates which were close to the BJP government. So hence we know what is the intention of the BJP government. We don't want to get into what a politically controlled Niti Aayog says, because the finance minister, Mr. Arun Jaitley, has
one moment, Mr. Pawar.
We don't care about farmers.
Mr. Pawar, one moment. Do you or do you not agree when the Niti Aayog says that this is not the right policy, that the scheme covers farmers and not cultivators, and not more than 40% of the needy would get the benefit? I'm only talking about facts here.
Sanket,
Do you disapprove of this fact?
Forget about the Niti Aayog, the horse himself is saying that we don't care about the farmers, let the state do it.
Okay,
we will waive off loans only of the corporates.
1 moment, right.
3,32,000 crore rupees of corporates.
Since that is an
of
allegation.
Anil Ambani and alikes have been waived off.
Okay, Mr.
However,
Pawar,
the poor farmer
Mr.
is
Pawar,
committing suicide.
Mr. Pawar,
This is the approach of the BJP government.
Since you have raised these allegations, Sudesh Verma, you are right to reply very quickly for 15 seconds and then we move on to other panels. Sudesh Verma, right to reply.
You see, it is wrong to say, twisting facts. It is not the truth that we have waived off loans of corporate sector. No, the loans were given through complete financing.
Yes, these are official figures from the parliament, sir.
Political leaders without, hold on, please hold on, I'll explain. Through phone calls without taking collaterals. These are bad loans. Just for accounting purposes, they have been kept in a different account and the loans will be recovered. The government is not going to leave that. So when you're talking about farming community, please don't mix the two. You are trying to create a wedge between farming community and industries. Don't do that.
Of course,
the
it is
country
public
needs both
money.
of them.
Why should we
Please.
not mix the
And
two?
we have
It
not
is not
done
your
anything
personal
like that.
money that you are disbursing to the corporate.
What public money? Public tax is taxpayers' money. It's taxpayers' money that you are doling out. You understand that?
One moment. See, the moment we go down this argument, both political parties will be found wanting.
Hold on, my dear. If you actually want to do benefit of the farmers,
this is a tricky situation. I do not want to get into.
We would like to ask the Congress why so many years were wasted. Why you did not create a proper irrigation system?
This conversation will degrade. This conversation will degrade, and that is why I don't want to go down that route, because we will accuse you of favoring the corporates. You will accuse them. You will accuse them. You will accuse them of favoring the corporates. 1 moment.
Is the Congress not responsible for the plight of farmers today? That they did not create proper irrigation system?
That's the problem with this. That's the problem with this line of argument. That is why I'm talking solutions. I'm keeping the focus very, very limited to solutions. Nanditesh Pillai, I want to bring your focus. Yeah. One moment. Yes, 1 moment. Syed Abbas, I'll come to you. You'll get your time, Mr. Abbas. 1 moment. Nanditesh Nilay, I want to draw your attention to this cycle. The impact of the loan waiver. Let's talk sense here, right? Defaulters increase in anticipation of waivers. Banks are saying this. I am not. Government delays reimbursement to banks. Banks are saying this. This is a fact. I am not. And step number 3, banks go slow in sanctioning fresh loans. Who's benefiting, you tell me? Who is?
Nobody is benefiting except at the time of election, the political parties. Nobody. When you will see this problem, this is not at all a farmer problem. It is a structural, functional problem. It's a serious problem of poverty. This is a problem. A farmer is poor in this country. And the farmer is poor means the whole family is poor. This is the only field where you can find it is a labor-intensive driven activity where a farmer has to physically, mentally, emotionally strong as well as financially, and the end product of this whole cycle is the food only. So when you see this cycle, you will find why the loan waiving process is happening from last so many years. Why it is happening?
Why is it happening?
Why? This is the basic question. Because the farmer has been marginalized to the circumference where they are just being intoxicated with poverty. So suddenly loan waiving comes and they suddenly goes in the rejoice state. Yes, it is over now. So now it is over. So we can be defaulted. No problem. Again we will take the loan. Again it will be over. But in this whole cycle, who is losing? Farmer is losing. The country is losing, the family is losing. You see the family of the farmers, where their children will go. You see the livestock, they are dependable on the livestock, they are dependable on the nature, they are dependable on machines. What about their education? They are talking basically about 2 rupee or 3 rupee kg the pyaj, you see the onion, and it goes in the market, it becomes 40 kg, and is still this dilemma, or I will say not dilemma, rather than, is still this question has not been answered from last so many years.
Okay.
Why? The question is very simple. The political will is highly discouraging to solve the problem of the farmers.
real problem.
Yes, the real problem is the farmer of this country is not at all empowered, and the same like middle class and other
See, the argument that was being made by Sudesh Verma that none of the farmers were ever given the option of a loan waiving SOP. But the same Prime Minister and the same BJP is ever so willingly offering those SOPs in other states. That's my problem. Dr. Syed Abbas now. Dr. Syed Abbas, your point. You wanted to come in. And then Mr. Verma.
Sanket Upadhyay Saab, I've listened to both the parties and a lot of viewpoints and perspectives here. Let me tell you, progressively looking at it, the farmer's life is most important here. We have figured that in the recent past, so many farmers, their life has become even lesser than a kilo of onion or anything to do with their crop. Let me tell you, what is happening here? Let me give you a prima facie. Every single government, a BJP government or a Congress government, let me tell you what they are doing. All they are trying to do is appeasement politics. A recently sworn in chief minister comes in and says, 10 दिन कहा था हमने 2 दिन में कर दिखाया. Okay, farm waiver loan done, okay, but does it reach the end? Does it reach? Where are the subsidies? How is it being empowered? Like you said, Sanket, I agree to every point here. It is a vicious cycle. Like, it's like early, yes, they are being made happy, but what happens in the end? The banks will stop giving them loans, and then what happens? And that turns out to be very, very dangerous. In the end, that is not all. I think Niti Aayog, along with other experts, the economists who sat with the former RBI governor, Mr. Raghuram Rajan, they had a very valid point here. There needs to be a complete clear-cut mechanism as to how the farmer needs to be benefited, and that will rely to the farmer's suicide being completely stopped from the roots. So there has to be a complete mechanism which brings in the order from the farmer
the answer is in the recommendations of the Swaminathan Commission. That's exactly the point that is being made.
The loan which comes into the next
Sudesh Verma and Mr. Aman Pawar,
political
panelists, once again, before I
and given to the farmer the regular short-based
before I go to Dr. Suman Kumar and Papa Rao,
but only for the reason now, which is to stop the farmer's suicide. To a certain extent, it will help them.
No, it will, apart from soothing some frayed nerves, and that too in a short-term capacity, this is not helping anyone. It's not even helping the farmer. It is not even reaching the farmer. Forget about helping him. Back to the political discussion. Aman Pawar and Sudesh Verma. Mr. Verma, we'll begin with you. Do you see all panelists in unison are saying that this alone is not a good idea? Then why give in? I mean, you talk